So recently I was reading about manifestation and just trying to decide what I really want to do with my life 100%, you know. And I was just thinking about my YouTube journey, and I was talking to my friend Sabrina about when I started on YouTube, and sometimes I forget that I've come a long way, but this video is damn near going to be my life story, so let's rewind all the way back.
That's just how it goes, my thing. If you want a raise, I don't know what you want to do because I'm not going to give you a raise, okay? Thank you very much. And if you guys want a raise, if you ever worked for J Diesel.
So, my first video was about me being homeschooled.
Like, what?
I was living in Philadelphia with my family.
I got mad.
My family was always very toxic, although to the eye of everybody else, we appeared to be quote unquote well off in our very dysfunctional area, in our very toxic or hood area, or whatever the case may be. We were considered to be the bougie black family in our area, I guess. And to all my cousins and stuff like that, it seemed like we were very put together and, you know, very much better than them. So it caused a lot of chaos and issues and stuff like that. Although that was just a part of the fact that we were raised in a narcissistic family system, and it was just a facade, because on the inside of the house, it was a lot of lies, physical abuse, crazy things going on that a lot of people didn't see. But on the outside, we smiled and waved, and we made it look like we had things that, you know, we really didn't have. You know what I'm saying? A big facade. But anyway, that goes into, you know, later I started to do music.
What you tell y'all what I'm doing? I'm killing, stabbing, grabbing.
J Diesel, and I started to make music. I started to mix and master music at a very young age.
Hello, J Diesel TV, and all my fans out there. Yeah, fans. What's up, everybody? I just made a song called "Cause I Am," and to me, I think it's pretty good. The only problem I have is the editing when I'm editing. But anyway, that's not the point. I'm trying to get better at this rapping. So please tell me what you think. Comment, rate, subscribe. Just came out of my studio room. And my studio room's not that big, but one day when I get it all situated in there, whatever, I'm going to make a tour going inside or whatever.
Like 7. You know, I used Audacity initially. I made a group called SFE with my sister and her friend. Then later I went into, after learning how to edit and produce, I bought my own microphone and I bought a bunch of studio equipment, and I would make my own music, and I started to listen to music like, Cassidy and Meek Mills, and you know, Drake wasn't out yet during that time, but later on I started listening to him. But I started to listen to a lot of lyrical rappers, Lupe Fiasco, King Los, and stuff like that. And I started to become more of a lyrical rapper. My name was J Diesel. And then, you know, I started to, after making music, I started to get into the YouTube game a little bit more, and I would post my video content and I would post my music as well on my YouTube channel. So I had a YouTube channel called J Diesel Show, which is where I posted my first video at that I just recently talked about, and it was called something about being homeschooled. I forget, but I made a video about being homeschooled, and that was literally my first video ever. And so I was posting you know, music and comedy and mental health stuff and political stuff. You know, I made a video about Martin Luther King.
What's up, YouTubers? Yes, this is a video for me, J Diesel. I wanted to make a video for questions for Martin Luther King Jr. because I was doing schoolwork earlier and I thought about it. I'm like, I'm bored. I don't got no ideas for a video, so I just said, okay, I just make a video off the top of my head about Martin Luther King.
And I talked about how I wanted to, you know, get featured and become a partner because I knew people were making money during that time. We had
I should be making a lot of money because I could be the next Martin Luther King. I had a dream too. I had a dream that YouTubers become partners and featured. We're featured at last. We're featured at last. Thank God Almighty, we're featured at last. Thank you. Thank you.
people were making money during that time. We had Fred, nigga Higa, Smosh, Kev Jumba. They were all very popular during that time, and you know, I started to make my YouTube back then, and yeah, so I was just making YouTube videos, got a little bit traction. I'm on my YouTube channel a little bit. I used to get a lot of views because I would do all popular content. I remember I did the video where Chris Brown hit Rihanna, and made a video about Michael Jackson and stuff like that. So yeah, but then after that, I went on to make other channels. You know, I wanted to become an actor for a long time, but I made my J Diesel TV channel. I made the Two Awesome Bros with my cousin Dion. Rest in peace. He was a chosen one. You know, I made J Diesel Show. I made one awesome conversation with my sister, her ex-boyfriend, my old neighbor, and I made a bunch of other channels. The fake television pro. I made a bunch of different channels with different people. You know, I made a movie with all my brothers and sisters and cousins and stuff like that because I wanted to produce at the time. So I was just doing a little bit of everything, making YouTube videos, producing music, you know, making songs and stuff like that. And I fell in love with just creating, you know. I fell in love with creating music, with creating videos, and just how things would come out. You know what I mean? How the video would come out, or making people laugh and just doing different things. And yeah, I did want to act for a while, but my YouTube journey kind of came to a halt as I got a little older, as middle school came, because I feel like my creativity is just naturally who I am, but a lot of my music and videos came from me trying to separate myself from my toxic situation or my toxic family. It was kind of like a coping mechanism. It was a way for me to isolate myself and focus on something that wasn't causing me pain. But that's a beautiful thing because that means like so much creativity came out of my pain. So I would go in and out of making videos and making music and stuff like that, even though I felt like that was my calling for a long time. And the beautiful thing about that part of life was it wasn't how social media is now. Like I felt like during that time I could really focus on just me. I really never like compared myself to nobody, and that's how I felt like I could be so original. During that time, everybody was different. Everybody was original. Nobody was really copying each other, or like a lot of people nowadays, they botch content, but it's like the same as everybody else. And that's another reason why now when I make Chosen One videos, I like to do it my own way, because I don't want to be like anybody else in regards to how I make content. I like to be original, you know what I'm saying? Even if somebody's thriving doing that, I don't want to be like other people. I want to be me. That's why my name is Joshdifferent. But yeah, so after the J Diesel thing, I went to a name Jab. I made a mixtape called Nothing But Business under Jab. I made a couple mixtapes on Dat Piff. I made a mixtape with an old friend called Word for Word. And I was really pretty much doing the music thing, but not really making too much content. But I've kept going in and out of content, and what really made me step away from my creativity was, I think, eventually I got into a relationship with a narcissist, and I felt like I'm a very defiant individual, so a lot of people around me didn't like the fact that I was going against the quote unquote grain or going against the dysfunction within my life or within, the narcissistic realm that I was surrounded with. They didn't like the fact that I was going against it, so they would attack me for that. And considering the fact that I care for these people and I love these people, I was starting to lean towards maybe I'm doing too much, or maybe I shouldn't be doing this, or maybe I shouldn't be doing that. So my mind kind of started, I was still defiant going against them because that's who I am, but I was starting to tap out of who I believed I should be, you know? And then I started to get into basketball. I went to high school, I played basketball, and during like pretty much high school, I didn't do too much content, I didn't really do too much YouTube. During high school, I fought a little bit in regards to like with the gloves on. If you watch my intro, that is me in high school. That's me like 15, 16, fighting at the park with gloves. And I did a bunch of random stuff, like football coaching, stuff like that. So I was really not tapped into my YouTube or creative spirit until I made the mixtape in high school. And then after high school, I was kind of like lost in the sauce in a way for a while. I wasn't creating music or really content too much for the first year out of high school. Then once I turned 19, I literally isolated myself from everybody in my life, all my friends and stuff. I would go home and I would go straight in the basement. And I was super depressed. And I could barely function at work. That's how depressed I was. And then I ended up creating another mixtape under the name Jab. I forget what the name of it was, but I created another mixtape, isolated for like 7 months. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I was going in and out of cycles of dealing with my friends over and over. So all of us had childhood trauma, although some of us were far gone mentally. Some of my friends, let's just say they have issues that may not be able to be fixed. If they can be fixed, that's not my job to decide that, but since I study psychology and human behavior and stuff like that, and I'm pretty self-aware nowadays, let's just say these people are beyond toxic, and I would continue to go back around them, but subconsciously I knew I shouldn't have been around these people. And don't get me wrong, at those times, I had my toxic ways of being too, because I was always the type of person that would be like, if you do X, Y, and Z to me, I'm going to get you back, or I'm going to be petty back. But it got to a point where these individuals just keep doing the same thing over and over. But I separated myself from my friends for about 7 months, and then they would pop back up or whatever, and we would become friends again, and then the drama would start back up. So that cycle repeated itself from like 19 to like 24ish, 25. It was times where we wouldn't talk to each other for like a whole year or 7, 8 months, and they would keep coming back. Still now, they still pop back up. You know what I'm saying? They still try to message me. Some of my friends, after I learned about psychology and narcissism and stuff, some of them got blocked because that's just the reality of it. And over time, like I said, I was dating a narcissist. I was still within my family system, not realizing how toxic it was. Not being as self-aware, and I cut my friends off. I was dating a narcissist. I figured them out, and I ended up texting the person I was dating, and basically like, yo, I noticed X, Y, and Z about your behavior. And then it kind of woke me up. I went through a spiritual awakening, and at the time I didn't know how toxic my family was. And I was trying to make content as much as possible in regards to YouTube, but it was really hard to because my mind was like confused because I understood that my partner was disordered before we broke up. And I kind of was like playing with it, you know, having conversations with people that she knew or her brother or whatever the case may be, just to confirm it. Like, yeah, like, okay, is this person off their rocker? And it's like, yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? And so I started getting back into my content, making my music, but I was so depressed. I started to make songs again, you know. Even during that time when I was dating that person, I started to make music on and off. And then, you know, I woke up to my family system, recognizing by, you know, like when you do research and you just pay attention to people's behaviors and you subconsciously know that they're off, and you know, you have your own people talking about you and you hear them, and you know, once you wake up, you just get it. So after that, I separated myself. I went no contact from my family system, and I started a Instagram page called Joshdifferent. You know, and that started to get some traction. I was actually doing a fitness page, and then I was like, you know what? I used to make YouTube videos back in the day, you know, and I'm going to start my YouTube channel back up. So start my YouTube channel back up. Now I'm back on YouTube. Now I'm posting as much as possible. I'm trying to get the plaque. I need 100,000. But it's been a long journey, you know, ever since that young kid, that young bright kid that was, you know, dealing with childhood trauma, isolating himself, making YouTube videos in order to, you know, try to stay out the way. And, you know, it's crazy how far I came. And obviously I've had a lot of pain, which most people do growing up. But the fact that I still have that happy-go-lucky spirit after so many years, now I'm 27 years old, living on the complete other side of the United States from where I grew up at, with no family. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Excuse me. Living on the other side of the United States. It's crazy to say how far I came, and I would not be here without God. And it's crazy to say how, in a way, I'm revamping my YouTube journey, but also I'm restarting my YouTube journey, and I'm just ready to see what's ahead. You know what I'm saying? And everybody who's watching my channel, this is my story. This is my YouTube story. This is where I'm at right now, 27 years old. It's your boy Joshdifferent, mind, body, and soul. Subscribe to the channel. I'm different, you different, we different.